I mean, such a sad story, such a tragic part of history. And like I said, I'm just very glad I got to interview him twice. I got to give him his flowers while he was still there
Yeah.
to actually smell them. And I just think is so important because so much of this is glamorized in the music, and everyone is all into a certain topic, and then the next day some other piece of news comes out and people forget about it. But as a mother, you don't forget about this. This is going to stay with you until your last breath. And I want to show that this is what happens behind the music and behind the diss songs and behind the gang affiliations and the showing off and the clout chasing and so forth on all sides. Is that behind all this and behind the lights and the camera and the fancy videos, you have the grieving mother, you have the siblings who now have lost their brother, you have 4 children who are not won't get to have a father growing up.
And they never took that.
Such a sad
they
story.
never took that. That did none of that matter to the people that killed him. They just wanted him out the way. He was finna sign a deal with Rap-A-Lot. He was leaving Sony. Yes, he was leaving Sony. Sony shelved him. Sony picked out his song for his album and never released it because they saying another artist was doing more numbers than him. But the minute he died, they want to start dropping songs off the album that they haven't even paid him for. They paid the producers for the song, but we haven't seen anything from that.
Well, Lasheena, I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't even begin to even tell you that I feel what you're going through because I don't. I can't. I don't think very many people can. To lose a child, to lose 3 children in 6 years is just beyond my comprehension. But with the attention that this got, I feel that this is ultimately going to create a positive in the long run, because people get to see with interviews like this and with the media coverage and his music living on forever, way past our lifetimes. You know, someone's going to be listening to Slide 100 years ago and they're going to be dancing in a party to it. You know, and I'm sure that brings a smile to your face.
Yes, it does.
You know, and I wish you all the best, and I wish, you and your family to stay safe in the coming years. And I definitely appreciate you coming in and telling your story, because it was something that you didn't have to do.
Thank you. I just felt it needed to be told because they want to put this negative image out about him. And they don't look at the positive stuff, like things that he was planning on doing for his city. He loved his city. He loved Chicago. You understand what I'm saying, Vlad? He loved this city.
Yeah. You could tell. You could tell.
And they wasn't gonna run him away. And they not, when we was planning on leaving, trust me, we was in the works of leaving. That's why they felt they had to get him out the way. Whoever did that to my son, they couldn't see him signing with Rap-A-Lot.
Yeah.
They couldn't see that because the blackballing is over with. He have songs with a lot of mainstream artists. Lucci, Kevin Gates, even sent the song to Polo G. He never got on it. He never responded back to it. So people pick their sides of who they want to mess, overlooking who is the better person. And if that wasn't my son, I'll still be saying it. I'll still be saying it. That man, he was an astonishing man. He grew up from coming from where we come from. He grew up to be an astonishing young man. And I am glad God chose me to be those kids' mothers, man.
Well, my extreme condolences to you and to his children, his 4 kids who have to grow up without having him around. But you know, it seems like you're a very strong person. You've been through this before. You're going to get through this as well. And hopefully that people watching this right here are going to see the ramifications of their actions. So before they jump in the booth and they start to diss their enemies, or before they go on social media and start to cause a bunch of ruckus, that they're going to sit back and think like,
you got people dissing my son right now, and it's funny. You got these people dissing my son that wouldn't have the balls to do it while he was here. That means a lot.
yeah,
That means a lot. You got people coming here staying that wouldn't stay here while he was alive. That means a lot. And it's okay. Because I ain't got to worry about him no more, Vlad. I know where he at. I know I didn't put him in no grave. I brought my baby home with his brothers and his sisters, like we talked about.
Right. And considering where it happened, I cannot imagine this being an unsolved case.
No.
This has to be solved in the near future. There are
Yeah.
so many cameras. There are so
Yes.
many witnesses. There's people who are not affiliated with the streets that are going to work with the police on this. And in the near future, I expect you to have some justice. And although it's not going to bring a total closure, because nothing could bring closure to this situation, at least the people who did this will, I think, eventually will be brought to justice.
Yeah. And they gonna tell who paid them. A lot of stuff gonna come out. A lot of stuff. Because that was a hit. Ain't nobody just did that for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody really wanted him out the way, and they didn't care. They didn't care what it was the cost. They did that. They didn't care about getting caught because they did it in broad daylight. That wasn't a factor to him. They wanted my son gone. They saying he was shot 3 times, Vlad. He was shot over 20 times. Still trying to get off that ground. Still fighting for his life. And they let my son die. The world saw how they did try to help him.
Yeah. Once again, I'm so sorry for your loss. My extreme condolences. I can't imagine what you're going through, having to relive this again. But once again, I appreciate you sharing your story, and I think that ultimately people seeing this is going to affect the future. It's going to affect people's actions, and hopefully Chicago will become a more peaceful city, a more loving city, where we don't keep hearing these statistics, but hearing a statistic like, you know, murders are up 152%, you don't understand until you hear stories like yours to see what that really means. So once again, I appreciate you coming in, and I wish you only the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Peace.